Alright, wanted to do a little video. This is my Summit. I've had this thing for 11 years. I did redo it last year. I did the whole Kawasaki green thing on it. Redid the body myself because the original body, it is a TP power motor, A scale. So I did a max 6 on it with the TP power. I run it on 6S. I did do the metal transfer cases, front and rear, all metal gears. I still run the plastic slipper because that way it'll give out before it ruins anything else. I also did metal drive shafts down the center of it. And I did the light package, front and rear. You can see it all a little scratched up there. And I did tail lights in it. I drilled holes in it so that the lights stick out, and I get tail lights on top of doing the light bar on the front. Those are working. And then it comes with the lights here, and then I drilled some into the bumper right there, and then all down in here, which of course you can't see, but I have lights all down in here. So, and then I run the Pro Line trenchers on this, and then this was a red Summit, and I switched it to green and bought the green rings and the green hubs and the green nuts and switched this thing over to green. And then this is power cord to plug in the body. So I've had this RC the longest. This was my first Traxxas RC that I ever got. And then last year I went ahead and got the orange one because I like that one so much. This one is all stock. I've never ran it. It's been a shelf queen since I got it, but I am going to be running it soon. So meanwhile, I'm going to run this one today and show you what 6S is capable in a Summit instead of 4S. It's so much fun. This thing wheelies on demand. So we'll see the running video next. So wanted to show you what I'm talking about. I haven't ran this car in a while. You hear that horrible noise? Well, I did strip it. I hit the trigger once, and as you see, I just tightened it up. But all the teeth are kind of missing now. You see right there? So that's what happens. That's the reason I leave that plastic gear there, is because when I threw it on high, I ended up stripping out the gear on it. So I was actually going to run this, but now I got to change that spur gear. I just tightened it up to make sure I didn't strip anything else. But this thing on 6S is really fun. Until you strip a gear, because going on the concrete dead, I'll show you, like this. As you see, I totally stripped it. See? So, now I'm going to have to change out the spur on this. because I didn't put it in the dirt. I pulled it out and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't going into high gear. And I figured out real quick. Let me plug in these lights. Give me 1 second. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't going into high gear. I realized I was flicking the wrong switch. It was supposed to be the thumb switch, and I was switching between high and low. But I really wanted to show you guys the lights in this thing running. But that's how I did the front lights. As you see, all in white. I added a bunch down in here, which was real cool. And then the top lights up there. And then I added tail lights and brake lights. Let me grab the controller. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get them to come on. It's too stripped. I don't want to keep moving it. But I love this thing. It's really windy out here today. So that's my Summit with the stripped spur gear now. So I'll get some bashing videos later. It's totally gone now. But I got another spur gear somewhere. Maybe I'm gonna throw a plastic one back on it just to protect my differentials, because on 6S you can probably get 2-3 times with that spur gear. As long as you stay in dirt. Even though I've upgraded the differentials, if you're hitting that trigger too hard, which this thing will almost backflip, you're hitting that trigger so hard on these small differentials and all that. I did get the parts for the diffs, which they don't sell anymore, so I'm really scared to break them. But it runs, it's a beast. Look at that gear, it's just gone now. But that's okay. I'll have to get that slipper clutch working a little better now. But I'll get some running videos, I guess later on this week. Took it out and just hit the trigger once, and that was it. It was on the verge of going out. But that's why I don't suggest putting them on 6S. But I've had this thing on 6S for 6 years, and you know, I used to play with it all the time, and this is probably the 4th spur gear I've put on it. I've never stripped the differentials at all. I still have high-low. I still can lock the diffs. Everything still works. So, but hope you enjoyed the video on me stripping out my spur gear, and I'll get some running videos of this one soon. Thanks a lot, guys.